Hey guys, it's Miss Funk. All of us second grade teachers miss you guys so much. This week in reading class, we're going to practice asking and answering questions before, during, and after reading. And so the book we are going to be reading is Voices in the Park, and it is by Anthony Brown. So before I would even start reading this book, I would use my reading voice and my thinking voice to ask some questions about what's going on in this picture. So first thing I would ask are, who are these two people? Are they important to the book? Are we going to read more about them? I would ask, what are these voices in the park? Where does the story take place? So those are just some of the questions that I would ask myself even before I opened the cover of the book. First voice. It was time to take Victoria, our pedigree Labrador, and Charles, our son, for a walk. So what question I would be asking is, who is Victoria? When we arrived at the park, I let Victoria off her leash. Ah, Victoria must be the dog. Immediately, some scruffy mongrel appeared and started bothering her. I shooed it off, but the horrible thing chased her all over the park. I ordered it to go away, but it took no notice of me whatsoever. Sit, I said, Charles. Here. So Charles must be the son. So why does Charles look so sad is what I would be wondering. I was just planning what we should have to eat that evening when I saw Charles had disappeared. Oh dear, where had he gone? Where did Charles go? You get some frightful types in the park these days. I called his name for what seemed like ages. Then I saw him talking to a very rough-looking child. Charles, come here, at once, I said. And come here, please, Victoria. We walked home in silence. So who is this rough-looking child that Charles was playing with? Second voice. I needed to get out of the house, so me and Smudge took the dog to the park. So who is doing the talking now, and who is Smudge? He loves it there. I wish I had half the energy he's got. Why does this man in the picture not have any energy? I settled on a bench and looked through the paper for a job. I know it's a waste of time, but you've got to have some hope, haven't you? Then it was time to go. Smudge cheered me up. She chattered happily to me all the way home. So I thought that maybe Smudge could have been the dog at first, but now I know that Smudge is not. So who is Smudge? Third voice. I was at home on my own again. It's so boring. Then my mother said that it was time for our walk. There was a very friendly dog in the park, and Victoria was having a great time. I wished I was. So on this page, why is Charles all by himself? And this must be the same boy from the beginning. Do you want to come on the slide? A voice asked. It was a girl, unfortunately, but I went anyway. She was great on the slide. She went really fast. I was amazed. If you look at the illustration, I'm wondering why one side is bright and the other side is dark and cloudy. The two dogs raced around like old friends. The girl took off her coat and swung on the climbing bars, so I did the same. I'm good at climbing trees, so I showed her how to do it. She told me her name was Smudge. A funny name, I know, but she's nice. Then my mother caught us talking together and I had to go home. Maybe Smudge will be there next time. fourth voice. Dad had been really fed up, so I was happy when he said we could take Albert to the park. Albert's always in such a hurry to be let off his leash. He went straight up to his nice dog and sniffed its backside. He always does that. Of course, the other dog didn't mind, but its owner was really angry. The silly twit. Now, if you notice, the pictures look a lot brighter now. I got talking to this boy. I thought he was kind of a wimp at first, but he's okay. We played on the seesaw, and he didn't say much, but later on he was more friendly. We both burst out laughing when we saw Albert taking a swim. Then we all played on the bandstand, and I felt really, really happy. Charlie picked a flower and gave it to me. Then his mom called him, and he had to go. He looked sad. When I got home, I put the flower in some water and made Dad a nice cup of cocoa. So even though this is the end of our story, good readers still ask questions at the end after the text is done. So some questions I might be thinking to myself are, why is Smudge so much happier than Charlie is? And the biggest question is, will they see each other again?